This is not a random filmer holding a stick. No. This is Tony Hawk recording skateboarding with a 360 camera. I spotted this while browsing YouTube skateboarding content, and then I was really surprised to see that 360 cameras are already used by real skaters. 360 cameras are more remarkable than you think, and in this video I want to show you guys 6 reasons for why I think 360 cameras will change the way skateboarding is recorded. I also want to talk about 5 reasons for why 360 cameras aren't a good match for skateboarding in the future, and then after that I'd love to hear your opinion about 360 cameras and skateboarding. Show me your best arguments. It's always the best discussions down there. Really, it's the best part of this channel. It's you guys. So I want to share with you guys my experience of using a 360 camera for 7 days. I want to condense that in a little part of this video and then show you guys what I've learned from using this thing. But before that, I want to show you guys the start of my journey, and it wasn't beautiful because it started out with destroying a 450 euro object. And I have footage of that though, so that's beautiful. So a little while ago I went to the skate park. I placed my 360 camera on the ground at the flat area of the bowl, and 360 cameras have the ability to pan and tilt later on in post-production, so I decided to do some tricks until I jumped off the board and hit the camera. Very nice. The upside of it is that we can see my reaction, a second angle. It's a 360 camera after all. It's basically a fight or flight reaction, and unfortunately I chose flight. Just before the moment of impact I make a tiny jump, and that is very ineffective for saving your camera. Do not recommend that. I just mean that you can at least try to grab the thing that's about to destroy your camera instead of doing nothing. It's not like some advice. I know from using this camera in my videos in the past that many of you guys like the camera, so that's why I messaged Insta360 if I could possibly get a new one. So basically I messaged Insta360, asked them for a new camera, and then they told me I was a little dipshit for not even trying to grab my board. No, what they did is they sent me 2 new cameras. Two new cameras, I don't know why. Now I can create 720 video. No, they sent me 2 new cameras probably because they were scared another skateboard might hit one. It's dope. It's the newest, latest Insta360 1R. It contains some awesome new features and I'm really happy with it. So that's why I decided to spend 7 days with this camera creating the sickest skate edit I possibly could. Obviously I had to also learn about how this camera works, but we did that, and here are my 6 reasons for why I think 360 cameras will change the way skateboarding is recorded. First up, just to make things clear, Insta360 didn't sponsor me or anything. They just provided me with 2 cameras, and I wanna for this video I wanted to use it for 7 days, tell you guys what I learned by using a 360 camera for 7 days for skateboarding. And at the end of this video I'm gonna create a little skate edit from that footage, so you guys can decide if you think it's sick enough, if you think it's good for skateboarding, or if you guys think it's stupid stuff and it deserves to be hit by a skateboard, because I'm very good at that. The first reason for why I really like using this camera for skateboarding is that you will never frame a shot in the wrong way. That's because 360 you basically record everything, so you are unable to miss a shot. I think they use that sentence in one of their commercials as well, but it's really true. And for skateboarders that means you'll never get a headcut again, or you'll never miss the landing of a trick. So that's really dope. First reason. Reason number 2 that I like this camera for skateboarding is that you can get closer than ever. The camera is small, lightweight, and it has a double fisheye lens, and that means you never have to worry about being too close to the skater, because in post you can adjust the field of view digitally. So that basically means you can put a bigger fisheye lens on your clip in post digitally. So that's dope. Reason number 3, this one really amazed me. I found out about this feature on the 5th day of playing around with this camera and the app, and that is the AI features of the app. So basically the AI feature has this tracking mode. You place your finger on the screen and you tell the app that that is your object, and then the software in the app does the rest. It tracks the object and it works so smooth, So that's a really nice one. But also the other AI feature is auto analyze, and that also really amazed me, because basically you have your clip and then the software decides what the good parts are in that clip, and then also it does tracking. So basically you have your clip, gives you a bunch of parts where action is happening, and then you can choose what the action is that you want to be exported. So in my instance, this was Rocco doing a backside disaster in the Marnix Bowl, and the AI recognized this as a steezy clip and decided that this was the clip that I needed. The AI understood that this skateboarding was the skateboarding that I was looking for. So that's dope. The fourth reason is the stabilization. I know most action cameras today have very good stabilization software, but looking at this footage that we shot, it was quite shaky, definitely when Rocco was skating behind me. But just looking at the footage when it comes out of your software, it still amazes me. The stabilization on this thing is awesome. All right, and that leads me to the fifth reason, and that is hyperlapses. So if you know what hyperlapses are, or if you've ever tried creating one, it's quite difficult. You have to pin an object and then walk around it, try to get it smooth as well. But because this camera has the flow state stabilization, combining it with the 360 field of view, you can create insanely smooth hyperlapses with literally no effort. So this one was literally created by me cycling past the dam square, and we skaters do not need to forget about dope B-roll in our edits as well. So that's why I definitely wrote this down as a good reason for this in skateboarding as well. All right. Alright, then moving on to reason number 6, a small one, and that is the tilting and panning features that you can put on the camera later on. If you've ever tried to create a video including whip transitions, you know that you have to plan that and do them physically with your camera. But because with a 360 camera you record everything, you can do those whips digitally, which creates awesome whip transitions without any effort. Okay, so then moving on to 5 reasons for why I think 360 cameras won't change how skateboarding is recorded in the future. I think most of these reasons will be diminished in the future as these cameras progress. But we also gotta talk about the bad features, and these are some I came up with the current camera. Reason number 1 is lower quality, and that's quite logical. Because you're recording in a 360 picture, you're gonna give up some quality compared to a fixed frame. Cool thing about this twin edition camera is that it also contains a fixed frame module, so that's dope. Reason number 2 is large files, because most 360 files in 30 frames per second are 5.7K. It's gonna be quite large. For me, as a YouTuber, I do this as a job. I have a good laptop for editing, so for me it's no problem. But definitely keep that in mind, that you need some good hardware for editing these 360 files. I do have to say that they tackled this problem, because I was able to edit the files on my Samsung Galaxy S9 quite well, but do keep that in mind when buying something like this. Reason number 3 is 360 files contain stitch lines. If you ever record with a 360 cam, you always have to try to aim one of your lenses on the object that you're trying to record. If you don't do that and have your side of the camera record your object, you see some weird morphing going on. I bet they'll improve this in the future, but right now there's always some stitch lines on 360 video files. They are not very apparent, but they are noticeable if you try to spot them. Reason number 4 for not using this camera is that there is more effort into the post-production of creating these videos. Although I do have to admit that they tackled this problem quite well with the AI features, it's still gonna take you a bit more time to edit 360 video instead of regular fixed frame video. For me, I think it's worth it, but if you don't want to put in the effort, I guess it also depends on how lazy you are. Number 5, the audio. It isn't great. Right now, it just doesn't sound that good. You can obviously add an external microphone to your Insta360, and I bet they'll improve this in the future, but right now I think the audio isn't the best. The last reason is something that is caused by the novelty of this technology and the app, because those features that really surprised me that are on the app they aren't on the software, the desktop software. And I remember with the last video I created, I collaborated with Insta360 as well, and I found some problems on the software. I notified them about that, and they actually improved those problems. They got rid of those problems. So I hope that's something that they're gonna do this time again as well. I really hope that they incorporate some of the features from the app also on their desktop software. That would be dope, because I just prefer editing on my desktop instead of my phone, although it does work quite well on your phone. So having spent 7 days with this 360 camera, this is the edit that I created. I asked you guys some advice about music to use in skate edits in a community post, which by the way is a good reason for subscribing, because we have a community post at this channel almost every day at 6 p.m. But I create a little different edit at the beginning with future bass music that I didn't use, but I still want to show you guys. So here it is. Enjoy.